Elon Musk. Elon Musk is where he's making it to where these Neuralink brain CHIPs, you know, to where he's making these paraplegic patients, just move with their minds, move things with their minds, whatever, through this whole this brain CHIP that they took on, you know, this Neuralink device. That's the whole thing. Making an image, making themselves an image unto the beast, as is written in Revelation. Right? Get the This is Revelation 13. It's like Revelation 13, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10. It's like I'm gonna skip down a couple of verses. Verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercised all the power of the first beast. Yeah, so this beast right here is talking about Babylon the Great. The 2 horns like a lamb that's talking about it is the two horns that's talking about is pretty much this whole like this Democrat Republic, this leftist, these 2 like rulerships, between this one kingdom type shit, pretty much Democrat and the Republic, because a horn represents like power, it's like like rulership and power, Let's see, because America was taking on the same ways as Rome, like it says that little horn in the not little horn but it's like in the second verse, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. It's like it's like the third verse. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast, which is, that deadly wound was healed. It's talking about, pretty much, it's like, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. It's pretty much, the Roman Empire, after the Renaissance. Because during the Dark Ages, Jake had Esau in power. It's like Jake had Esau under their feet, and pretty much. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast, So it was healed because, of the Renaissance, it's like, I kind of mixed that a little bit up. It was healed because of the Renaissance, meaning them getting back into power, after, the Dark Ages of Jake, ruling over them. I'm saying? and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. You know, just damn, what is it? Pretty much like yeah. So like, I'm trying to find the verse to where it was talking about making an image into the beast. Yeah, it's like the fourth verse. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who was like unto the beast, and who was able to make war with him. So, all right, come. So, all right. I'm gonna start at verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. You know, the 7 heads is talking. You know, the 7 heads and the 10 horns is talking about is pretty much, you know, NATO and the EU, and 7 heads is dealing with the Greeks, the Romans, and Germania Minor, Germania Major. That's 4, and the French, Spain, and the British. Great Britain, and that's all dealing with the 7 heads, and having 10 horns. You know, in it's like the 10 horns is dealing with so 10 horns is dealing with Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy. Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain and Portugal, England, Ireland, and West Germany, which, you know, and pretty much, there's more now, you know, because, you know, Esau's trying to upset prophecy. You know, he adds like at least like 20, if I'm not mistaken, or like 30 more countries. You know, but you know, predominantly, you know, it was these 10 countries. You know, it's Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy. It's like get this quick. It's like here it comes. Luxembourg, it's like Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain, and Portugal, and England, Ireland, and West Germany. You know, but now, you know, they added pretty much, you know, more. You know, to try to upset prophecy. But I'm gonna go back to Revelation 13. Let's start at verse 1 again. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. That dragon is talking about the Roman Empire. And this beast that's risen up right now, is in power today as we speak. Which is the NATO and the EU. Verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Verse 4, and they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, and who is able to make war with him? See, with America spearheading this beast, so to speak, taking the influence throughout all the world, causing all the world to, make themselves drunk in the wine, and causing all the world to make themselves an image unto the beast, man. And to worship the dragon, man, the ways of the Roman Empire. That's why you got like shit like democracy, like in Daniel chapter 7, it talks about the 4th beast, which was the Roman Empire. How it was diverse from all the beasts before, because Roman Empire, it wasn't like a monarchy, man. It was senates, it wasn't like the traditional type way. It wasn't in like the traditional type rulership, ruling over, like on how the previous kingdoms on the world, was ruling over, man. But once again, they had like senates and these one emperor would rule, and then another one would rule, pretty much like you see today with the presidents, man, which is where America got from the Roman Empire. Verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? And there was given to him a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given to him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it's given, this little head is talking about, is America. It's like it's like um, so let's go down to verse 5. It's like verse 4 again. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who was like unto the beast, and who was able to make war with him. You know, and pretty much, once again through America spearheading, spearheading, this whole image of the beast, taking influence throughout all the world, forces all these other nations, to make themselves an image, unto the beast, man. By taking on democracy, taking on their ideology, America just fucking can just invade one country and just establish an embassy within, their country, and fucking give you people, just like give these nations schools, whatever. But they never even asked for it. That's why you see, when like these world summits, like the G7, whatever, where all these nations gather together. They gather together, and they gather together, and they congregate. That's why you see, like the most traditional type country, trying to make themselves the image of Esau, wearing fucking, like a pinstripe suit, trying to, trying to look like this devil, to appease themselves. But the main point is them taking in, Esau's philosophies, make themselves an image unto this beast, man. Dealing with the dollar, and just dealing with these unjust weights and balances, because that's pretty much what this whole paper money is. It's not backed up by gold. It's just the main point is pretty much how these nations are committing fornications and covenants with Babylon the Great, man, with America, and them forcing themselves to make an image into the beast, which very soon, that ultimate making, that ultimate image of yourselves making, that ultimate making an image to the beast is gonna be through what? It's gonna be through taking this MOTB, this RFIDCHIP. I'm gonna keep reading. And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. They worship in the Roman Empire, which gave power to this beast. Saying who is likened to the beast. All the world right now is worshiping after the image, of this beast, man. How so? By taking on philosophers, by like that saying, doing as the Romans. That's spiritual, man. Because Jake and Jake, pretty much all the world is wondering after that image, man. Worshiping the dragon. That's why you got shit like the Gregorian calendar, or like shit like Coliseums, bread and circus.